Aduna kabay buot masayran sa kinabuhi? Aduna ba'y kagawasan sa sala o kasakit? May paglaong pa ba ang mga minatay? Unsa ba'y padulngan sa kalibutan? Mga higala, ipangutana kay pastor. Ipadala ang imong mga pangutana ug tubagon ni pastor gamit ang Biblia. Pangutana Pastor, usa ka serbisyong gidalit kaninyo gikan sa Hope Channel.
Welcome ug maayong gabi kanatong tanan, pinalangga ug binati namo nga makapaglaom nga nagsunod kanunay sa atong mga programa dinhi sa atoang istasyon Hope Channel South Philippines. Bago lang tanahuman sa atoang episode sa Heal Thy Lifestyle mga kaigsuonan, and if you've been watching the previous niining bago lang natapos nga Heal Thy Lifestyle, murag gyud og naulian ang inyong mga kagutom dinha unya na inspire mo while preparing your dinner. Niining gabi una, we will proceed with another episode sa ato ang emphasis on communication ministries sa atong iglesia sa Seventh-day Adventist Church. So nalipay kami that this evening our speaker would be no less than our very active, very humble, multi-talented nga station manager dinhi sa Hope Channel South Philippines. And you know already who he is. That would be Sir Janster Joe Barques Calibod. Sa dili pa siya musulti mga kaigsunan, ato sa tagaan ni mga preliminary information nga ato usually nga ginahimo matagabi, we will pray for some requests nga gihatag sa ato mga viewers. And of course, I'd like to announce to you nga natapos na ang duha ka mga sessions 2 days sa ato ang communication webinar nga nagsugod niadtong Wednesday. And so far, it has been so good. Gani, ugmang adlaw mga kaigsunan, among ipahibalo kaninyo, for those who have not joined yet, this is a very important aspect that we will talk about tomorrow. Ang atong paghisgutan ugma, doon nakitay expert on copyright laws. Saon na to, paggamit ang mga copyrighted materials, copyrighted videos, o kaning naay mga ownership, huban ka na to, wa pagita kahibalo, ug unsay ang ayang himuon about these copyright infringements. So ngayang tamasayog, and if you like to know more about copyright issues, be there tomorrow. Unya pagkahapon, maghimo sab ta og lecture, ang atong last na session, it will all be about professional audio mixing and setup. Labi na gyud sa atong mga sound operators, sa atong mga churches, those of you who are struggling with mixing the sound system sa atong mga kaiglesiyahan. Nganong bungol ang tingog, nganong mag-echo, unsa bagyoy, kailangan natong mahibaluan mga kaigsunan, be there at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Pero ugma, aduna tay changes gamay. We used to start at 8:30, mao pa na ang atong devotional. But tomorrow, we're going to start at 8 o'clock sharp for our devotional mga kapaglaom. It is all because we'd like to accommodate the request of our resource speaker on copyright laws nga gusto siya nga mag-start earlier tomorrow. So we will start the lecture at around 8:30. So by 8 o'clock, we shall start with our devotional as early as that time. So let's all get ready for the events that will take place tomorrow. Well, back to our main and important event tonight. Atong dadon sa mga pag-ampo, mga kaigsunan, kini mga pangindahay, sa atong pinalangga nga mga kapaglaom all throughout the world. Na sila'y mga kahangawa sa ilahang balatian, sa ilang panglawa, sa ilahang mga biyahe. We'll just read the request mga kaigsunan before we will bring them to the Lord in prayer. Naadiri si Edwin Pakalang is praying for comfort of his entire family. Nasa ni Sister Sweeney Patigayon, nag-ampo alang sa iyang pinalangga nga anak ng babae to have enough strength to finish her chemotherapy. Ato sa biampo si Sister Ivan Christ Daniel Bardago para sa iyang fast healing and recovery. And of course, we will also include Jedi Jedski alang sa iyang asawa o anak who will be traveling going to the US. Si Ma'am Annabel Bitita is also requesting for prayer alang sa iyang fast healing and recovery. Maingon man kang Claire Camargo, ang tanang examinees who will be taking optometry board exam this coming March and April will have the wisdom while they face these exams and ordeal. Kamot sabihan po si Sister Ima Buskagan sa iyang breast cancer, si Clarsta Olsen for fast recovery. And of course, we will also include Alexa Marcion sa anxiety and depression ug si Pastor Elias Negre for total healing. Ako kamo hangyon mga kaigsunan nga moduyog sa atong pagpangayo ni ining mga hangyo sa Dios for the sake of our beloved brothers and sisters. Magampo kita. Amahan nga balaan, salamat nga nining gabiuna gibuksan mo na usab ang lahi nga tabil. Niining gabiuna among pagatukion ang lahi na usab nga aspeto sa ministeryo sa komunikasyon niining among iglesia. Labi na gyud sa buluhaton nga imong gitahas dinhi sa Hope Channel South Philippines. Unas tanan, akong ibalik kanimong himaya ug agi niini ako sa pangayoon ng imong panalangin ug inspirasyon samtang magasulti sa iyahang mensahe karon ang imong alagad si Sir John Sergio Calibon. Ginoo, among gibasa karon lamang ang mga request sa imong mga kaanakan. Ang uban kanila nag-undergo chemotherapy, ang uban na doon ay mga balatian, magbiyahe ang uban alang sa protection and happiness in the family. Ginoo, palihog, panalangin ni silang tanan. Kung unsa ang ilang suliran, makigtagbo sila kanimo samtang imo usab hatagan sa pagtagad ang ilang mga balatian ug mga problema nining Takna. O Dios, hikapa silang tanan. Lakip na kining amo mga kaigsuonan nga naminaw nining Sibya karon nga wala malitok ang lakip ang ilang mga pangalan apan nasayran mo ang ilang kahimtang nga tanan. Salamat o Dios nga ikaw mohatag sa imong tubag nga positibo alang nining among mga hangyo kanimo. Pan sa mga pagtuog sa imong kabubuton kining tanan mamalik ka na mga dili kawang ug amo kining ang kuno ug madawat sa ngalan ng Gahom ni Jesus nga among manluluwas. Amen. Again, sa akong gikaingon ninyo mga kaigsunan, our speaker will be speaking tonight live. He is no other than our, station manager. There is a Hope Channel South Philippines, a multi-talented person, a very humble man of God, a family man with her wife is working also with us here in the headquarters of Hope Channel in South Philippine Union Conference. They are blessed with two adorable daughters na sila mga elementary years. So niining gabi na mga kaigsunan, please help me welcome Sir Janster Joe Calibon. But before he will stand here tonight to give us the message, atong paminawan kining mensahe sa musika nga pagadadon sa atong mga mag-alawit alang sa team song.
Take the world that give me Jesus, all its joys are but a name, but His love abideth ever through eternal years to sing. Oh, the height and depth of mercy, oh, the length and breadth of love. Of redemption, pledge of endless life above. my life and let it be consecrated, Lord, to Thee. Take my hands and let them move at the impulse of Thy love, at the impulse of Thy love. Take my love, my Lord, I pour at Thy feet its treasure store. Take myself and I will be ever only all for Thee. Ever only all for I will follow Thee, my Savior. Thou didst shed Thy blood for me, and though all men should forsake Thee, by Thy grace I follow Thee. I will follow Thee, my Savior. Thou didst shed Thy blood for me, and though all men should forsake Thee, by Thy grace I'll follow Thee. By Thy grace I follow Thee. And Jesus, I have promised to serve Thee to the end. Oh, give me grace to follow my Master and my friend.
Daghang salamat mga kapaglaom ni atong alawiton nga atong patalinghugan karon nga kagabhion, and actually it's a theme song that we have been hearing all throughout this week. Actually 2 weeks na natong paminaw ang alawiton na og ginaot nga mao kana ang imuhang pagampo sa imong kasing-kasing pagsunod nato sa Ginoo nga sa panahon sa atong mga problema, sa panahon sa ato ang mga kahingawa sa kinabuhi, sa panahon nga aduna kitay mga pangutana. Karon akong giabi-abi ang tanan sa ato ang My Journey, or Journey of Hope. Actually, biyahe ni nga naay paglaom. It's transforming missionaries for today's media ministry. Actually, I would like to share kung namagay kay mahuna-hunaan nga journey, baklay, tawag ani, panaw. Wa ginilaing niabot sa hunahuna, mao ang panaw sa mga Israelhanon mga kapaglaom. Atong tagaan og konsiderasyon ang kaning teksto nga makita nato sa Deuteronomy chapter 8 verse 2 nga nagaingon, and you shall remember the Lord your God that led you all the way these 40 years in the wilderness. 40 years in the wilderness. The reason? Unsay rason? To humble you, aron mahambol ka sa imong kaugalingon, to test you, aron masulayan ka, and to see what was in your heart, whether you keep the commandments of God or not. Ako nakita no nga ang atong pagkinabuhian ng kalibutan ng mga kapaglaom, it's a journey. Ang ato ang paghimog ministry, it's actually a journey. kung inyong mahibalaan. Actually, I will share some. Actually, karong kagabion, I will share some of the journey that we had when we started this ministry, kaning Hope Channel. Malakbitan ako na matag karon gunya. And actually, when you think of 40 years, imagine, 40 ka mga tuig sa wilderness with all the trials, 40 years of murmuring, 40 years of hardship, 40 years of miracles, 40 years of experience, lessons learned. Nga ma-learn na to kagabion sa nahitabo sa mga Israelahanon sa 40 ka mga tuig samtang sila naa sa wilderness before they sa nyatong panahon na sa diha nga nag-travel sila from Egypt to Canaan. And we will pick up lessons nga mahimong gabayan sa atong pagpangalagad, sa atong panaw, sa atong ministries, tingali magsugod pa kita sa atong ministry or sa atong media ministry nga nasugdan na nato. And we will actually makita nato ang kinabuhi sa mga Israelahanon. It closely reflect the life, the journey that we're going through in our ministries in our church. And it's very interesting, like from publishing ministry to television ministry to radio ministry and to karon social media ministries sa atong church. Sa media ministries lang na. And we're going to embark on a journey on the online gaming. Kaning nga journey paglaw, it closely reflect on the journey what the Israelites have actually experienced during their time sa diha nga naa pa sila, nag-journey pa sila, no? Gikan sa Ehipto paingon sa land of Canaan. Kung imong tanaw ng teksto, dili na to kalimtan. Dili na to kalimtan. Ingon ang teksto, you shall not forget. You shall remember that the Lord your God had led you all these years for 40 years of wilderness to humble you, to teach you, to test you. It was actually a test. Now, you know what? This this journey of the Israelites, it all started with a rod. Can you remember? Actually, gihulman ako ni nga punto gikan sa nadunggan ako nga mensahe gikan kay Sir Bing Sanes, atong treasurer sa SMM, when he was still the manager of Hope Channel here in our media ministry here. Na siya mensahe gitawag, what is in your hand? Actually, it's the same question. Exodus 4:2, it says, so the Lord said to him, what is that in your hand? Unsa tubag ni Moses? It's a rod. Sungkod. Stick, rod, sungkod. Ano ba ni? Ginagamit niya pang palo siguro or pang giya. Or it's nothing. Tingali, iya itong tukuran kung kapuyo na siya. It was just a rod. Going back to the journey, kaning journey sa Israelahanon, you have to go back sa kinabuhi ni Moses. Nisibat siya sa Egypt. Nakasala siya dito. He was living a very comfortable life, a peaceful life, walay pressure sa leadership. He was living a very kaning peaceful, quiet life dito, kauban sa iyang asawa. Then suddenly there was a burning bush. Pa! God was calling him. Kuyawan kay siya, tingala siya ang bush nga nasunog, pero wala nasunog. Hubo siya yung sandals, ingon ang Ginoo nga, hubo diha sa imong sandals, kay ngano, imong gitindugan, it's a holy ground. And God asked him the question, what is in your hand? Actually, it's the same question that God is asking all of us today. If you're going to start your ministry, kung musugod ka mo sa imong ministry, sa imong church, or nakasugod na ba mo? Ma-youth ministry man na, ma-feeding ministry, ma-women's ministry, especially sa ato ang emphasis karon, it's journey of hope, transforming missionaries. Not just missionaries, but the mission field, transforming our ministries into a mature one. And it all started, God is asking you with this question, what is in your hand? Unsay naa sa imong kamot? Tingali mo ingon mo, I will start a media ministry. What is in my hand? Cellphone ra gyud. What is in my hand? A very cheap DSLR. Actually, we were asked that question before. When we started the ministry here with Sir Bing Sanes, with Kuya Joel, Pastor Rivera, we were asked, what is in your hand? What was in, unsa may naa sa atong kamot? We said we had, wala, we had nothing. Camera, so probably nakabalo na mo ani from his own pocket. Si Sir Bing, nipalit og kanang giprinda nga kamera nga hapakunon pag diha sa Pag-asa, pawn shop, just to start the ministry. Actually, even before that, wala pa'y kamera when Pastor Diaz accepted the challenge to receive the transmitter from 3ABN. Gibutang dire. What was in your hand? Wala. Wala'y budget, wala. He just accepted the challenge, broadcasted 3ABN here, the message of hope through 3ABN dire sa atong gamay nga studio. Unsay may nasa imong kamot? Transmitter lang. But it all started from there. What was in your hand? Unsay nasa imong kamot? Pagtuo lang. Walay budget? Yes, pagtuo lang. And we are asked that question every time. If you start your ministry, unsay naa sa imong kamot karon? Hunaw na, when you have so much blessings, God is asking you what is in your hand. Can you give it to others? When you have opportunities to serve, what is in your hand? You may have just, let's say, cell phone. You can start a ministry, Facebook ministry. You can do TikTok ministry, preaching the Word of God for just a minute, for 30 seconds, offering prayer to people. What is in your hand? You have nothing, you can smile to people. You only have your smile? Yes. You can go and smile to people. Now, karong nanay mask, murag lisod na smile, no? Pero na nakita na ako gipost nga gibabuhuan dire. Ma'am Charm sa Amerika, yang may buho dire ang mask so they can see your smile, students can see her lips sa pagistorya. Actually, what is in your hand? It may be very ordinary, but God can use it for His ministry. So, if you start your ministry, yeah, we had very poor equipments before, but nevertheless, God is encouraging all of us. God is calling you, whatever you have in your hand right now, to start the ministry right now, whatever you have. Do not wait for the right people. Do not wait for the right budget. Do not wait for the right equipment. Just start the ministry right now. Maybe nakay-passion sa mga batanon. Nakay-passion sa mga kababayenaan. You have a talent in gardening. You have what do you have? A talent? A skill? Kabalo ka mag-cooking. Sumala sa atong nakitaan ganina, si EJ, maigi kayo. Magluto. And they've been doing this ministry for years. Cooking ministry. What is in your hand? What talents do you have? Di ka kumutuong wala ti talent. Maay ka munutong suman. You can use that to give to the poor, to give to people. God is calling you right now to start your ministry. That's the first point, actually. Karon kagabihon mga kapaglaom. Throughout the journey, one of the highlights yun sa journey sa mga Israelhanon sa ilang pagbiyahe gikan sa Ehipto paingon sa Kanaan, mao ang mga mirakulo nga nahitabo sa ilang kaugalingon. Sa ilang grupo, sa ilang pagbiyahe. Kabalo mo nga there were 40 plus miracles nga gihimo si Moses. Most of them, using his rod. Katura gid ang ihang pag-divide niya sa Red Sea. Wow! Pag-stretch niya siyang kamot with the rod, nagkawas ang mga hailstorm, katong ang tubig na himong dugo. You can, actually, kung imong tanawon, kanig, ambot, babasa ba ninyo, nagagmaya day kayo. Moses' rod turned to a serpent, na mga baki, na mga lies, katulad na ang mga plague sa Egypt. It was all miracles nga na, mga kahibulungang butang, nga nahimo ni Moses pinaagi sa rod. Especially katug yung iyang gibuak ang Red Sea. It was amazing. You know what? Lesson number 2 tonight. Miracles still happen today, mga kapaglaom. Today, miracles and wonders still happen today. Sa atuwa lang dire, Hope Channel South Philippines. I mentioned a while ago, now when we started, luik itong mga equipment. Back in 2017, the General Conference knew that we had a team working. No, it was 2015 or 16. We had a team working. We already had programs every night using poor equipments with a very kanang hinay gid kay nga transmitter nga murag ingon nila nang luwa ra daw og signal as tungod. But nevertheless, we just started the ministry and God blessed this ministry and the General Conference was able to see that potential. Actually, nilupad rin ang Vice President, si Candace Thorpe, nilupad rin sa Cagayan de Oro with Andrew Hunt from Australia, usa ka director, and they were so impressed and they were so blessed by the ministry that is going on with young people doing programs every night with very poor equipments. So they decided to do the second Project Hope, a production of Hope Channel where they go to countries nga magsugod, maghimo og mga production, mag-record og mga wali, mag-record og mga kanta para kana nga country magsugod lang gid sa ilang Hope Channel. And it happened in bisag asa nga mga countries sa kalibutan. The Philippines was second ana nga initiative sa General Conference, sa Hope Channel sa General Conference. And we were so blessed nga tungod ni ana. Actually, naglupad sila mga equipment gidala sa SSD. We did in 2017 the Project Hope Philippines. We recorded a lot of songs and that's mo na gisugdan ginato actually. imo makita ang dynamic living sa una, ang atong Great is the Lord ni Pastor Paulo, mga programa nga square pa bitaw, standard definition pa. And we were dreaming actually with those big cameras. Anami, Lord, naapronta mi ani nga camera. Sige na lang. 2017, nahuman ang program dito. We had programs, nahimot ang editing center sa General Conference, mga programa ng Project Hope gikan sa Australia, Bulgaria, sa Lebanon, diri gipadala aron i-edit na to. Then naka-privilege pod nga ako nakuyog ko dito sa Nairobi, Kenya. Pag-abot dito ang equipment kay gigamit diri sa sa Pilipinas, gidala dito, gibilin dito. Ampo ko Lord. Inana po dunta, no? Na po dunta panahon nga ang equipment nga gamiton sa Project Hope ibilin sa Pilipinas, yung kaya nahuman naman. Human naman ang Project Hope, 2007 pa. But I went with the group. We went to, nag-adto sila Lebanon, wako kakuyog adto. Pero we went to the US to film the My Story, My Song, using the equipment nga nakita na ko, nga bago na lagi ni. Then ilang gigamit sa, niadto sila Lebanon, niadto sila Australia, pag ato na nakakuyog ko sa Bulgaria, dito, the same equipment, anak ko, kukuha ng equipment. Kanus apa kami makaingon ani. 2010 mga kapaglaom, I received a call from the US, from the GC. Janster, fly to Loma Linda, kuhaan ng equipment nga atong gigamit atong sa My Story, My Song back in 2008. Inyo na ni. There was a very generous donor from Canada. Fritz Wirtz, thank you gigayo. From Canada, a very generous donor. Actually, he's one of the pillars po sa pag-asenso sa ministry niya sa Iloilo. Mga simbahan, bisan sa bukid, gwapo kayo mga simbahan. Fritz Wirtz, Faith Works Ministry. Ning donate og dako kay nga amount of money nga kani nga mga equipment nga akong giatubang karon, kaning camera worth 1.6 million each. Wa pa ilabot tripod. Gipadala diri sa Pilipinas. It was a miracle. It was a miracle. We never expected it. Nga maingon na siya. With all these cameras, with the audio equipment, editing equipment worth 15 million in total. It was given freely for his PUC to start Hope Channel. And it became a blessing. These equipments, bago pa lang dire, pagali ka taping ng mga program, gilupad balik sa Malabon. Naghimot ang Project Hope dire sa Pilipinas locally. Gilupad sa CPUC. Kaya para magamit siya just to start Hope Channel Philippines. And it was a journey that I will never forget in my entire life. And it was a miracle. And if you look at Hope Channel right now, we have studios all over every mission and conferences. We have Hope Channel. And we are doing a seminar, workshop seminar, last Wednesday, and today, Thursday, and tomorrow. Because we hope and pray that every church will become a Hope Channel broadcasting station as well. With whatever you have, with a question, point number 1 a while ago, what is in your hand? And point number 2, God is going to create miracles, and it happens today. Our volunteers, their dedication, it's a miracle actually. Talagsa na kakitag volunteer, volunteer on a regular basis for years. Diri. Sponsors who would give their contribution for the ministry for years on a regular basis. Hosts that would appear on camera to dedicate their lives. Magsolicita or mag-request ng mga volunteer, one time ramang gina. Pero this has been going for years, and these volunteers, these sponsors, supporters of this ministry have been supporting this ministry for years on a regular basis, and it's a miracle. COVID-19, it's a miracle. We were so happy. We were so impressed with 89 viewers with our programs before. But when COVID-19 came, right now we have 573 viewers on Facebook alone. Tonight, it's a miracle. It's a miracle. And thank you so much for joining us tonight. You are a miracle for Hope Channel. Nga atong mga programa, dili masayang moabot sa inyong mga kasing-kasing. And we hope that miracles are also happening in your hearts today. As you listen to sermons, to music, to cooking shows here, sa mga health tips nga na-share na to diri, and the prayers that has been offered, hope that it has been creating miracles in your lives today. Because God still is performing miracles karon nga mga kapanahonan. You will see Exodus 14, 13 and 14 nagaingon, and Moses said to the people, "Do not be afraid, ay mo kahadlok. Stand still and see the salvation of the Lord, which He will accomplish for you today." And He's speaking to you right now. Sa imo karon, He will perform miracles sa imong kinabuhi, sa imong ministry. For the Egyptians whom you see today, you will never see them forever. And He will fight for you. Imagine, God is going to open the Red Seas in your life. God is going to open opportunities. He's going to eliminate your enemies before you, and you will never see them again. God is going to let you through the impossible. Morning na kanindot sa itong Ginoo mga kapaglaw. He is still creating miracles today. But you know what? Bisan na pa ni nga mga miracles, bisan pag you have used already whatever you have in your hand, I would like you to never forget that the journey is not going to be very easy. Disyerto ang giagian sa mga Israelhanon. Complaints mga bagulbol sa mga Israelhanon. Ang ilahang mga reklamo ni Moises, ang mga criticism nga ilang naagian, imong listahot, actually daghan kayo ni, pipila lang ni, sa akong na research sa Bible, nga, mga tao ni complain, padala ang Ginoo kalayo, destroyed ang ilang camp, daghang pinangamatay ito. Ang mga Israelhanon nagbagulbol. Nga wala sila gikaon, gisumhan nila sila sa mana. Tanawon ni basahon ni managikan sa Exodus maing kaning numbers gyud imong basahon kuy grabe mga Israelhanon sige bagot-bot gi padalaan sila og mga quail sa Ginoo. Pagkahuman na to, pandemic, nag-epidemic na yon. Nag-epidemic sila. Ginganlan ko nila ang lugar og Kibroth Hatava. Tungod meaning ana graves of craving. Grabe ginilang kaon karon nangasakit ilang tiyan, dagan po nangamatay. Si Moses mismo criticism. Si Moses mismo gi-criticize sa iyang igsoon. Unsay nahitabo? Nagleprosy si Miriam. Kung wa gining hangyo si Moses sa Ginoo, di ito maulian ba? People complain about leadership. Actually, si Korah, kinumdo mo, ay, grabing complain nila sa leadership. Even kay Joshua o kay Caleb, na-complain sila. The 12 spies, kung mahinumduman ninyo, there were 12 spies actually, nga gipadala ni Moises, pero duha ka klase ang opinion. Basahon nimo Numbers 14, 36 and 37. Those very men nga gipadala dito, nag-report og bati kay nga report usay nahitabo, patay sila tanan. But Joshua, the son of Nun, and Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, remained alive. Ug sila ra gitoy nakasulod sa Canaan. Naay consequences mga kapaglaom sa atong mga ministries, you know. Do you see this as well? You've been asked to start a ministry. You've been impressed by God to start a ministry, and you did your survey and you asked friends to help you. Maybe you ni-approach ka sa board sa church, magsugod. Sometimes sa inyong pag-meeting, naiduha ka opinion. Ang katunga sa grupo, usay, majority pagali, ang nakitaan, problema ra gyud. Ang nakitaan, higante ra gyud. Ang nakitaan, ang mga walls ra gyud sa Jericho, ug sa may nakitaan. Usay, pipila lang ang nabilin nga nakakita. Sa gahom sa Ginoo, nga mubungkag ang wall. Sa gahom sa Ginoo, nga mupildihan ang mga higante. Duha ka opinion. Asa man ka nga side, ana. When we started the ministry here, grabe gid, tawagon ko Hope Challenge, dili good Hope Channel. Nana po ni mga taga Hope Challenge. Yes, tinuod na. But we can never blame them because human beings sometimes, kuan mo kita praktikalan. Nga naingon nga, dili na to na sila kuan nga mga tao pod. Kay, mo po na ilang opinion sa ilang kaugalingon, nga murag, dili man lisod man Kailangan ta kinaiya. Pero the question is, when you start your ministry, do you see challenges? Or do you see a God who can help you get through the challenges nga imong nakita? Yes, naama na. Yes, the journey is not going to be very easy. But let us not forget that this is a journey of hope. Our lives in this world, journey ni sa paglaom, puno sa paglaom. When you start your ministry or you continue your ministry ngayon mo nasugda na, what do you see? Unsa man? Do you see the hand of God? Or do you see just the giants in front of you? Do you see a Goliath in front of you like what David saw? Or do you see a God who is mightier than Goliath? What a question. You answer it with yourself. And I hope that you will encourage also those friends or people who are criticizing you of starting your ministry. I hope. Nga makita nato ni nga mga mahimong ihemplo tong mga 12 spies nga padala ni Moises nga pag-uli, duha ka klase ang opinion ng ilang nadawat, ang ilang padala, ilang influensya sa mga tao. Wag nahiubos kang Ginoo ato. Kaingon ko ng Ginoo nga tanan nga nang gawas sa Ehipto. Wala gito kasulod sa kanan except ni Joshua ug ni Caleb. Inana ka delikado ang negative nga opinion on how mag-start ka sa imong ministry. Mga kapaglaom. But no matter how difficult the journey is, let us never forget that this is a journey of hope. Next point is, let us never forget. Let us never forget. Miracles may happen, yes. You have used what is in your hand to start your ministry. The journey is not easy, we know. Miracles happen, but the journey is not easy. But let us not forget, nga kaning atong journey, this is not a one-man journey. It's a group of people, yes, they were journeying, but it was so interesting. Sa diha nga, nakita sa papa sa iyang asawa, nakita sa papa sa asawa ni Moises, yung father-in-law, naunsa man ni si Moses, galing ko dito, grabe, gikag buntag, hantod hapon. Ingon niyang papa nga, ang iyang father-in-law nga, naunsa man ni taong ka? What is this thing that you're doing? The thing that you do is not good. Di naman yung sakto. This is too much for you. Kung si tambag, you shall select from all these people able men, mga tao nga kahadlok sa Ginoo, mga tao nga adunay kamatuoran silang kasing-kasing, and himuha sila nga rulers sa tag 1,000, rulers sa tag 100, rulers sa tag 50, magdumala sa tag 10, og himuha sila nga mo hukom sa mga tao. Ayaw na ang kuna tanan. And I'm so privileged as your servants sa Hope Channel that we have people leading each department, leading the social media response, taking care of the technical stuff. We have, in our church actually, it's sa mga congress, yung mga dagko na ito nga congress, na yung mga committees, kabalo mo, you are practicing this already. And I hope that the ministry that you're thinking right now, or the ministry that you have started already, you cannot do it alone. You need the help of God, you need the miracles of God, you need what's in your hand, and you need support, you need a team that can help you. Miss Michael Jordan, ingon gali siya nga, talent wins games, but teamwork and intelligence wins championships. Michael Jordan na ha? It's a collaborative effort sa tuwadri in our context as Hope Channel South Philippines, as a media ministry. You need script writers, you need floor directors, you need camera operators, you need technical guys to do the audio, you need social media specialists, you need the leadership of your church to support you, you need finances, you need the board to support you, you need sponsors, and we need you as viewers to watch. We need you to pray for us. And it's a team effort. It is a collaborative effort for all of us to make this ministry a successful, and it's a teamwork. It is a teamwork. You know what? Kung sa journey sa mga Israelhanon, makaingon gid ta nga grabe gid ang ani Moises, no? Ang iyang pagka-leader ba? Hinanao ni mo na. Yes, he has team supporting him, pero mga tao grabe gid kabagulbulan. He has his brother, Aaron, my sister niya. Si Aaron may nahimong nagdumalag yun sa tabernakulo, sa tent of meetings. Pero makita ni mo si Moses nga grabe gid ang iyang pagkaklase nga leader. In fact, Jesus himself demonstrated that Moses foreshadowed his own work as a Messiah. John 3:14-15 ingon, and as Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, so must the Son of Man be lifted up, that whosoever believes in him will have eternal life. Imagine, Jesus himself, appreciate gid si Moses. He was a very strong leader. Nakita na sa Ginoo. Matod pa sa Deuteronomy 34:10 nagaingon dire, and there has not arisen a prophet since in Israel like Moses. Wala agi makalupig. Ingon matod pa sa Ginoo, whom the Lord knew face to face. Makaingon tang ato mga leaders, inana gyud dapat pare kay Moses. Pero kabalo ba mo? Perfecto ba si Moses? Perfecto ba siya? Hear now, you rebels. Yung Moses nigikan. Numbers 20:10 and 11. Hear now, you rebels. Giingnan siya sa Ginoo, Moses, bagulbo lang mga tao, kinahanglan sila ilimnon. Hala, adtua, kanang batuha, sultii. Ha, adto si Moses, si araw nito, tindog niya si Moses. Hear now, you, come on, mga rebelde. Shall we bring water for you out of this rock? And Moses lifted out his hand and struck the rock. Rad gyapon ang gigamit. Bunala niya. Ibunala niya ang bato. Twice og nigawas ang tubig. Sunod. Deuteronomy 52:32 nagaingon. Ang Ginoo, Moses, because you have trespassed me tungod kay imo kong gisupak. Atubangan sa mga anak sa Israel, sa water sa Meriba Kadesh, wala nimo ako respetuhan sa atubangan sa mga Israelhanon. Punishment. You shall see the land before you, but you shall not go there into the land which I am giving the children of Israel. Lesson learned. Sa atong journey, sa atong pagkinabuhi, sa atong ministry, sa atong mga struggles sa kinabuhi, aduna tay mga leaders. Aduna tay mga pangulo sa iglesia. Aduna tay mga pangulo sa trabaho, pangulo sa atong ministries. Ikaw as a pangulo, you yourself, you make mistakes too. I made mistakes. I make mistakes a lot of times. We all make mistakes, and we need to understand our leaders as well. We need to pray for them. Pressure may be too much for our leaders. Grabe yung gayang pressure. We make wrong decisions. We say the wrong things. We make wrong statements. We make wrong actions. And we ask for forgiveness. Our leaders are asking for forgiveness. That you need to understand our leaders as well. Because these are people. Moses himself, he made mistakes. And leaders also suffer consequences of their mistakes. But nevertheless, that's not the end of the journey. Our leaders need your prayers. They need our support. They need our prayers, our support, our constant holding, atong pagpadayon bito sa paggunit sa ilang mga kamot, nga magapadayon kita niini nga ministry. Because our leaders are human beings as well. Just like Moses, he suffered the consequences. He was not able to go into the promised land. And the Lord said, this is the land. This is the land which I swore to give to Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and I will give it to your descendants. I have caused you to see it, but you shall not cross over there. Deuteronomy 34, 4 and 5. So Moses, the servant of the Lord, died there in the land of Moab, according to the word of the Lord. Yes, you have used what is in your hand. You've experienced the miracles of God. You may have prayed for our leaders because you know our leaders made mistakes. You have witnessed the miracles. You know that the journey is not easy. And sometimes, the last point tonight, you yourself, who naghago kag maayo, you will be like Moses. You will never see the end of the line. Yeah. I could still remember Pastor Nermal, Pastor Diaz, Kuya Joel. They started this ministry. We're so privileged that the pillars of this who started, most of them are still alive today. The Hope Channel ministry. Pastor Sabate, they started this with Pastor Rivera, Dr. Catolico. Now our previous president of Hope Channel Philippines. They all started this ministry with Pastor Rivera, Pastor Paulo, now Pastor Heshbon, Kuya Bibing Sanes. For us, presently in this ministry right now, we may never see the end, the success. Pastor Diaz never saw this, na mag-inani day siya, that we will reach the whole world. Our simple sermon, his sermon before when we were recording Pastor Diaz, dili ra gitaman in town sa among silingan. And we are so blessed that because of AWR, when they came in, we were sending tapes. Mag-record na mo si Pastor Diaz, ipadala na mo Guam ang tape. Sa diha nga ning change of digital ang Guam. Unsaon na ron, sinisulod ng internet. Kaya ko, tiguang-guwang naman ko mga kapaglaom na witness na ko ng pag-change bitaw, gikan sa typewriter, paingon sa computer, gikan sa MS-DOS, paingon sa Windows na, gikan sa Symphony, paingon sa Lotus 123, paingon sa Excel. Na-witness na to dali ang pag-change pod. Ana nga technology. We were sending tapes to Guam. Sa diha nga nag-change of digital, yung sila i-upload na. That's when I came in, ngayon murag naka-experience po ko gamay sa Mountain View College about digitalization of files, nga dili na i-record sa tape. Sa una, gamit pa mi itong mga rulyo. Sa DXCR, kanang mga reels bitaw. With Sir Rick Abordo. Kita na ni Sir ni Daddy Tanamal. Katong ilang mga, with Sir Alan, kanang mga, kanang mga reels pa ba. Then it turned into digitalization and it became my foundation when I also worked with BEM Era sa The Box Recording Studio sa MVC. It became a foundation for me to to work here because when we change to digitalization, sa diha nga na-change na siya, kinahanglan na mga format nga, MP3, nanay mga specification ba. Then Kuya Joel at the time, he was still alive, siya nga di na mo kabaluan kaya bala na ko tape lang yun. So nakatabang ko, that's when I became a volunteer here for 4 years. Then, nakita nato nga, si Uncle Joel, I still remember, I was actually, ukay ko mga files gahapon kay nami ilabay, nakita na ko yung picture, I remembered him. Still si Uncle Joel, wagi siya kita sa ani nga success karon. When Pastor Diaz, we recorded him before. Na-broadcast man to sa Tibok, pero kalibutan because of AWR, but he never saw the success that we are experiencing today. He never saw these equipments worth millions of pesos. He never saw lives changed. Yes, Moses never saw the Israelites step into Canaan. You will never see the success of your ministry that you've started today. But what matters most is that you started it. I was there in, I think 2 years ago with Pastor Heshbon. Dito gid mi nagtindog ng Mount Nebo bitaw. Kung dito daw namatay si Moses, mo to gituhuan. Actually tinuod gyud. Makit-an gini mo ang kalayo. Makit-an man gini mo kay bukid kay siya, kit-an nimong Dead Sea. Naana na dito ang Israel, makit-an na namang Jerusalem actually. Sa Tabuk, makit-an po nimo ang grabe kalapad nga disyerto mga kaigsunan, mga kapaglaong. Kaya ko nakalautay gid mga Israelanon rin no, di makaya. But Moses himself, yes, nakit-an niya ang lugar. Good for Moses. He was able to see the land, although he wasn't able to step on the promised land. But for us, for our leaders, Pastor Normal, I could still remember this studio that I'm standing today was once a tennis court. It was once a tennis court. Kanatong control room, it was a small studio before. But when the idea of doing a television ministry was approved by the board, actually Pastor Kaderma, little did he know that ang iyang opinion atong nga time it would lead to a greater ministry. Actually, he's a tennis player and I wasn't expecting him to nasa kamin kasama ato ingon siya nga. Kay na may resistance kay may nga tennis court dun maghimong studio, tennis court sayang aha naman ta mag-tennis. Ingon si Pastor Kaderma tindog siya nga unsa ba atong purpose dere sa ministry, sa church, sa SPUC? Mag-tennis ta o mag-ministry? Wata ka ba nahimo siyang presidente karon? It was that time I could still remember Pastor, I think mga 3 meters gikan sa ako karon, Pastor Normal standing, doing the interview. Pangutana na mo siya, anong imong ihatag man He was the executive secretary at nga time. He was telling us nga kinahanglan ang ministry, sa television ministry, the vision that they had before. And he was not able to see this studio now. Yes, most of us may not be able to see the success of the ministry that we have started. But what matters most is that you started it. Yes, and you shall remember what the Lord has done for you and has led you for these 40 years. Muna gingon niya sa Israelanon, to teach you, to test you, to humble you, because we need to be humble in this kind of ministry, mga kapaglaong. We need the guidance. We need, gikinahanglan na to, ang pagpadayon, ang ingon ng balang kasulatan, ang magpadayon nato sa katapusan. Mo'y maluwas. Yes. This is the text that I'm going to leave. Akong ibilin kaninyo karong nga kagabion sa dili pa kita moundang. And this gospel of the kingdom will be preached into all the world as a witness unto all nations. And then the end will come. Mao gini ang nahimong pilar, mao'y nahimong kusog, mao'y nahimong strength namo diri kusog og nahimong foundation sa atong ministry diri. Kay imong tan-awon, gikan aning tekstuha paatras ka, nangatuman na ba kita ng mga kapaglaw? And for me personally, yes, publishing work can help. Personal ministries will help in spreading the gospel. Ang atong literature ministry, yes, ang atong mga layman, mga pastors who are doing their share 40 days seminar, 40 days journey with God. Thank you guys sa inyong pakigbahay na ito. And it was a great opportunity to share the gospel and we harvested a lot of souls. We were able to touch lives of people. Testimonies were flocking in after that. Lives have been changed from across the globe. And I think this ministry, television, internet ministry, the gaming ministry, the media ministry, is one of the ministries that will help finish the work of God, to spread the gospel of the kingdom to the entire world. To the entire world. Aron mo abot na gyud ang katapusan. As more lives will be transformed through the message, as more lives will be reached by the message of the kingdom of God, as more people will know Jesus Christ, then the end will come. Mga kapaglaom, I hope that kaning nga simple nga mensahe is able to touch your lives today, that no matter what you're going through today, no matter what hardships, unsa man ang mga kalisod nga imong gilatas karon, hinumdumi ang journey sa mga Israelhanon. It was not easy. They have to go through a lot of challenges. But ayaw kalimot. Pangutana ang imong kaugalingon, unsa may naa sa imong kamot? Gamitan na sa buhat sa Ginoo. Gamitan na sa paghimaya kaniya. Gamitan na nga matuman ang ministry nga naa sa imong ginahuna. Unsa man naa sa imong kamot karon. Miracles may happen in your life. Miracles are still happening today. Kinahanglan ninyo kamo salig. The journey will not be easy. Dili gina siya sayon. And you may commit mistakes if you're a leader of this ministry. Our leaders commit mistakes, and we need their prayers, and they need our prayers to be able to go through. And let us remember, kabisag unsaon pa ni nga mga struggle sa kinabuhi mga kapaglaom, this is a journey of hope. Ayaw tanawa ang journey, tanawa ang end. And we may not be able to see the success of the ministry that you started, but what matters most is that you started it all. Because as this text says, as the message of truth will be preached to all nations, as the gospel of the kingdom, the love of Jesus Christ will be preached to all nations, and then the end will come. Be blessed, nining nga mensahe, nining nga kagabihan. God bless you all, and hinaot nga nakabaton ka mong kusog, pinaagi niini, o paglaom pinaagi niini nga mensahe, nining kagabihan. God bless you.
Take the world that give me Jesus, all its joys are but a name, but His love abideth ever through eternal years to sing. Oh, the height and depth of mercy, oh, the length and breadth of love, fullness of redemption, pledge of endless life above. Take my life and let it be consecrated, Lord, to Thee. Take my hands and let them move at the impulse of Thy love, at the impulse of Thy love. Take my love, my Lord, I pour
kagabion, o Dios, among gidala among kaugalingon nga kanimo. Ang mensahe sa awit nagahisgot kami magasunod kanimo bisan asa man kami nimo pagkadalo. Dili nimo pagabuhian among kamot ug hinaot nga dili usab namo pagabuhian ang imong kamot, o Dios. Hinaot nga mensahe ni nga kagabion nakahikap sa matag kasing-kasing sa viewers karon. Nga bisag unsa pa man ang ilahang gibatunan nga mga problema sa kinabuhi, ang mga hagit nga ilang giplatas karon, usa lamang kini kapanaw ngadto sa unahan nga adunay dakong paglaom nga nagahulat kanamo. Paglaom nga nianang langit nung napuloy-anan. Human na ining tanan. Human sa mga kalisod. Human sa mga pagsulay sa among kinabuhi. Taliwala sa mga mirakulo, taliwala sa mga problema ni nga kalibutan. Adunay langit nga naghulat kanamo. Kung diin wala nay problema, wala nay kasakit, wala nay kamatayon. Lunlun kalipay. Salamat o Dios sa pagpanalangin nimo sa matag viewer, sa matag kauban namo karon kung nga kapaglaom mo naglantaw. Hinaot nga imo silang kamitan panalanginan ini nga kagabion sa ngalan ni Jesus nga among manluluwas. Amen.